one thing. I want everybody to look at me. I'm going to pass it to coin after I say one thing. That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight? How many eat a W tonight?
We're changing up this week. Brian's going to start us off. So, Brian?
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Well, there you go. Wow, what a cop-out. You were freaking out.
Freaking out? I just said, hey, that's not how we do things. You always start. And then I'm just kind of the secondary piece. But you're not wearing green, so I had to say St. Patrick's Day.
I'm not wearing green, but this doesn't come out on St. Patrick's Day. And are you Irish?
I am.
That makes sense. No offense, but it makes sense.
Why would I take offense to that? There's nothing wrong with being Irish.
Well,
I'm a lot of things, though.
You're the same color as the wall behind you.
I am. I'm very white. Yes. I'm pale.
It's all right. The green looks good on you, man. Just like your
thanks,
Irish heritage. There hasn't really been that much in the sports world besides the World Baseball Classic, March Madness starting, and Jaylen Waddle trade. So that was obviously sarcastic. So, yeah. We were talking about how the Broncos didn't make a move, and they made a pretty big one. And it feels, I don't really know. The first thing I thought was, man, Miami's really just selling all their guys.
Yeah, it's a two-part conversation, right? So we didn't really talk about Miami last week either. So I feel like it's a good one to talk about since we didn't really talk about either of these teams last week, except for, like you said, mentioning that the Broncos haven't really done much. I don't want to say I'm surprised by it because Miami's selling off. It just feels like they're selling off everyone, which I completely get. The amount they're paying to not have people on their team is kind of ridiculous, but I feel like that's the right way to tank. They're tanking, and it's clear as day. And if you're a Miami fan, it's probably for the better. You know you're going to suffer through at least one bad season. They're loading up on picks, which is great. And you're probably going to try and take a quarterback next year. The next year's supposed to be the big.
Can I interrupt you really quick? Why is it not as frowned upon in football to tank than basketball? Because basketball seems like it's just a huge thing all the time, but there's obvious tanking teams in the NFL. And I don't really have an issue with it because I understand it's part of the game, but it seems to be a lot louder in basketball.
I do think it's just more common in basketball in general. I don't think I think it's harder to tank in the NFL.
Do you think it's just less teams in the NFL tanking?
Yes, I think there's less teams in the NFL tanking. I think it's harder to tank in the NFL because you have 22 guys playing for their jobs, I don't, maybe that doesn't make sense, but
it doesn't, because I think how the NBA tanks is they just put their backups in. If the Bengals, let's just say Joe Burrow didn't get hurt, but they started off 2-5, and they go, okay, Flacco, you go out there and play the rest of the season, and we're going to sit Joe, and we're going to.
But that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. I think that's the equivalent, because we had the Utah thing where they sit Markkanen and Jaren Jackson in the fourth quarter after being up 20. They still won the game, but it was an obvious tactic of, hey, let's try to lose this now.
Correct. And that's where I'm trying to think of the last time I feel like a team deliberately tanked, where it feels like Miami's deliberately tanking, but then at the same time they signed Malik Willis. So it's which I get, it's a bridge quarterback if nothing else, because they'll probably try and take, Arch is going to, there's next year's the big quarterback draft, or supposed to be the big quarterback draft, right? They're calling it the Arch, or the March for Arch, or whatever, I think is what they're calling it.
Wait, what do you mean? Arizona was obviously tanking
last year.
Yeah, Kyler could have came back. He never did.
They were still super competitive in a lot of those games, though.
I understand. I'm not saying that they weren't competitive. I'm just saying Kyler, their starting quarterback, the guy they're paying all this money, could have came back last year, and he didn't. Trey Henderson, probably the same thing.
I can't remember. What was his? Well, Trey Henderson, yeah, that was a Bengals should have tanked, but they didn't. That was a personal thing, I think, for Trey, that he didn't want to play because he wanted to get to free agency, get his money. So I feel like that was more a personal tank in terms of, I don't want to get hurt again before hitting free agency. So more than the team tanking. I don't really know the Kyler situation that well of what happened last year, but I know I think there's 22 guys. It's a lot harder to get 22 guys to not play their hardest.
But I don't think the NBA players don't not play their hardest.
Yeah,
I think they just put bad guys out there, and some guys just don't give the effort of other guys. I mean, you see guys like Russell Westbrook who gives 100% no matter where he is all the time. But then you have DeAndre Ayton who won't go up for a rebound. I think it's a different mentality kind of thing.
It's a good question though. Like I think it's a fair question. It never is really talked about in the NFL. You're right, and like except for like the last week of the season,
I think it's,
where people
you know what I think it is,
because they don't get hurt.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's more like accepted. Like, hey, we're in, we're not in. You know, what's the point? Which is kind of annoying, and which is why there shouldn't be 17 games in my opinion. But I think, wow, I just completely forgot what I was going to say. So annoying. It was a good point.
Sucks. That sucks.
Damn. Wow. It'll come to me.
Keep talking. Okay. So anyway, Miami feels like they're clearly tanking, but like this is where I thought it was weird was the fact that they signed Malik Willis to kind of a hefty contract. Like it wasn't like it was a super cheap deal. Maybe it's the thought of, hey, if he plays well and we win a couple games and he can be the quarterback of the future, it gives you that opportunity where you're not paying top dollar, but then if he becomes something, you still can take him as your franchise quarterback. I don't think that's going to happen just because the rest of their team is so bad. Like I find it hard to believe they're going to win a lot of games, and I expect Devin Achane to also be traded as of now. Like I don't know why you would keep him at this point. Like what's the purpose of it? So they're loading up on draft picks. Yeah. So they're loading up on draft picks, which I don't necessarily hate. I think they're set up pretty well to get some quality pieces, and they need cheap pieces, right? Because they're paying all these guys to not play. Like Tua's dead cap hit was $99 million, and I think they did post June 1, so they split it into two. But it's just an insane amount. I think I saw something. The amount they're paying for players not to play this year is more than, whose payroll in the MLB? Fuck, who was it?
Probably the Pirates.
No, it wasn't the Pirates.
Rockies.
Might have been the Rockies for the last 2 years combined. Like that's how much money they're paying to not pay players that are currently on their team. So it's nuts. And then for the Broncos, it's a big addition. Like you had to give up a lot to get him. I think a lot of people were surprised at the cost. It was a first and a third, essentially, I think, was the final. Because did they swap force? I think they swapped force, maybe. But yeah, it was a lot to give up for Jaylen Waddle. First and a third, yeah. It was a lot to give up for Jaylen Waddle, in my opinion.
First and a third, and then it was Waddle and a fourth.
Oh, is that what it was? That was the fourth that came back? Okay. So I think it helps the Broncos. I think he'll fit really, really well within their offense. I'm assuming the Broncos were looking at wide receivers anyway at the end of the first. And we talked to them as a potential A.J. Brown landing spot just because we were trying to think of teams at the back end of the first who could use a wide receiver. And they were definitely one of them. And then they didn't do anything in free agency. They have still not signed an external free agent, which is still nuts to me when you're in that window to win now.
I mean, they were so good, though. Do you think they need to?
I mean,
I think their biggest piece was they needed another receiver. Courtland Sutton is a decent wide receiver too. I mean, he got in the wide receiver one role, and he's just not good enough for that. I think he's like a poor man's T. Higgins.
No, I agree. I think they needed a wide receiver, but like you can always add depth. Like you could always use depth at O-line, D-line. Yeah. Like even if it's just adding a DN 3 or 4 who can give you a little bit, even though their defense is great, or adding a lineman or a guard or anything, like that stuff helps. A cornerback 4, just because your guys are going to get hurt at some point. So like even those little pieces that aren't starters go a long way into building your team and making your roster better. Especially since they lost. I mean, they lost John Franklin Myers. We talked about it briefly last week. Like he was a great piece along the defensive line. So maybe you pick up something on the defensive line. So I'm just kind of surprised they haven't done anything. But yeah, that was a huge pickup for them. I would say they were probably at a D. I would put them at a B- offseason, B offseason now, just based on that move alone.
So you think not doing any additions is automatically a D?
I think so. Like, I think you need to do something, especially when you're on a rookie quarterback window. Like you're at a point where go pick up some pieces. I don't know. I think it's insane to not do anything personally, but it is what it is.
I think it just shows that they believe who they have. They believe in who they have.
Sure. You can always make the team better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying...
Plus, draft's coming up, and you never know what they're trying to get and what future moves they could possibly make.
I'm not saying you're going out and, signing these guys, like overpaying for Cordell Flott or whatever, who got way too much money, or some of these guys at the top of the market who are always going to get overpaid. When you're a top free agent, you're going to get overpaid for your value. But like I said, a couple depth pieces, J.K. Dobbins, they brought back for way more than you would have expected him to get paid. Like, that didn't make a ton of sense in my head, but hey, they wanted him back. They, like you said, they like what they have. They wanted to bring him back, so they brought him back. I don't know. That's just kind of my thought. I'm sure if I was a fan of Denver, I would be sitting there kind of pissed that we didn't try to do anything to make our team better when we had this opportunity. We went to the AFC Championship game. Let's make it better. I don't know.
I mean, they would have made the Super Bowl if Bo Nix didn't get hurt. I think 99% of the people outside of New England would have agreed with that.
I think people inside of New England probably would agree with that.
Yeah,
they should.
But Boston's delusion. But yeah, I like Jaylen Waddle. Hopefully he can stay healthy. And it's just interesting that they're just like that. Miami's getting rid of all these guys. I understand they're trying to tank, and then what they had going. There's a new regime, all that. I get it, but it's crazy.
Just to confirm the trade, so it was Dolphins sent Waddle in a fourth, and the Broncos got a first, third, and a fourth back. Or Miami got a first, third, and a fourth. So they swapped fourths, and then Miami got a first and a third. I knew there was a fourth pick swap in there. But yeah, so real quick, there's been a lot of conversation around the three wide receivers that traded: Pittman, Moore, and Waddle. Which player do you like the best out of all of them, and which trade do you like the best?
I like DJ Moore the best, but the best trade, as a player, but the best trade was the Pittman trade.
Yeah, it's not even close.
You give up basically nothing.
Yeah, that's what makes these trades look terrible in hindsight. I know it's a different situation when you're the Colts and you're trying to offload his contract, but maybe that's what Miami is trying to do too. But I guess they weren't. They probably
got a first.
I know they're probably content.
We were talking about the AJ Brown thing. I mean, that makes AJ Brown look so much better because AJ Brown's I think 1 or 2 steps above Waddle.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Was he 2 or 3 years older?
Yeah, I think is age around 28, 29. Waddle's 26, I think.
Yeah, but Waddle gets hurt every game.
So you know what's crazy? I thought the same thing. He's missed 6 games in 5 seasons. That's it.
But Waddle does a thing where he gets hurt mid-game,
hamstring,
and then he doesn't return, or he gets hurt first quarter, comes back in the fourth. That's what he does. He doesn't miss games. He just misses half the game.
That's fair. But yeah, I saw someone point that stat out today, and I was kind of surprised because I thought the same thing. I was like, I feel like he never plays, but he's only missed 5 or 6 career games or something. Which
that is kind of crazy. That is crazy. That is. I would have guessed.
A lot more. Than that. Same. I would have guessed a ton more. But yeah, I think I'm with you. I think Pittman was the best trade. Steelers got away with an absolute steal there. I think Pittman's a good receiver. I still think he's a good. I don't think he's where DJ Moore or Jaylen Waddle is, but I think he's still a great wide receiver too. I think Waddle's my favorite receiver out of the 3 of them at this point in their careers, but just surprised at what he went for. But yeah, I think it kind of makes sense for both teams.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
It was very expensive. That's what I thought AJ Brown was going to go for. First and a third.
He's definitely not worth that. I would have thought a second.
Right.
Maybe at most.
Second and a fourth maybe or something if you want to throw something else in. But a first and a third that's what the Eagles want for AJ Brown. And like you said, I consider AJ Brown at a tier above. And yeah, it's going to help the Eagles with that trade.
The thing with AJ Brown, he has potential being top 5 in the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I don't think Waddle does.
No, I don't think so either. I think it's just the way he plays.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they play completely different. But,
do you think AJ Brown's going to get traded?
Well, after the tweet you sent me today saying that he'd rather be traded than play for the Eagles next year, you got to get rid of him. You have to. What are we doing?
Would you, if they traded him for, now that you've seen these other trades, would you trade if all they could get was a second because it's so known that he wants out? So maybe they're losing a little bit of leverage. What if they just trade him first, Patriots for a second, second round pick?
Maybe get some kind of player back.
Yeah. Offensive line or something.
What do they need though? I don't know. Do they need offensive line? I don't think they
maybe
do.
Lane Johnson's getting older. Maybe if there's but the Patriots don't have offensive line to spare anyway.
No.
I'm trying to think. I mean, the Eagles just have such a good roster now.
They do, man.
They got their quarterback situation with Wallen figured out. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. And then they just signed Hollywood Brown, and we were talking earlier today about They signed him for what, 1 year, $6.5 million?
Mm-hmm.
How do the Bills not do that?
That's a great question. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you get another guy,
but they'll sign
someone who can show flashes.
Mm-hmm. But they'll sign Bradley Chubb for a contract that makes not a lot of sense. I don't know.
Yeah, Brandon Beane is, for me, I'm starting to question what.
I've heard
if they don't make the Super Bowl this year, he's fired.
I think so too. I've heard the moves that he's made. Like, again, I know you like the DJ Moore trade, but giving up a second's a lot for DJ Moore at this point in his career. And like the Bradley Chubb move and some of the moves they've made, like it kind of smells of desperation from Brandon Beane and realizing he is on the hot seat. Yeah.
He's doing the thing every GM does where he's making a bunch of deals to win now, and he's just throwing stuff at the wall, just making sure, like, hey, what can we do to keep my job? I'll do anything I possibly can. I'm going to pay extra for this. I might not be here next year, so who cares about that second round pick? I'll sign guys for more money than they deserve just to get them in the building,
Yeah.
Also, I remember what I was going to say earlier.
I agree. All right, let's hear it. I'm excited to hear this.
The NFL their PR is the best of all time.
It is,
and they cover up everything. There's never any drama, and there's so many players that get in like sticky situations. You just never really hear about it, or you forget about it because you just never hear about it. Yeah. In the NBA, they want to talk about everything, and that's why people think it's like a mostly dramatic and all this stuff. And if there's any kind of bad situations, the NFL just covers it up, and the NBA does not.
Yeah, I mean. Speaking on it, the NBA's reputation is taking players not trying, like that reputation. Drama. Yes, over the last 10 to 12 years specifically, maybe even longer.
Dude, it's been happening the whole time.
Yeah. Whereas that's not the vibe in the NFL. So that's a good point. That definitely could be part of it. But yeah, I'm trying to go back and think. Like, I know you said the Cardinals last year. I don't know. Like, it's hard to. It's hard to know what's going on. Yeah, you kind of forget. Like the Browns, the one year where the owner actually told Hugh Jackson, "I'll pay you to lose games. Like we need to lose games."
That happened in Miami too.
Was that Brian Flores? Yeah, that was Brian Flores. That was the whole Flores situation. Yeah, and now I think that was the Joe Burrow Tua year as well.
That was their rookie year.
Was it? Was that the rookie year after he was already on the team? Okay. Because I remember Cincinnati and Miami played each other for the loser of that game got the first pick, and it was like an overtime 38-38. It was ridiculous, and I'm like, why? Neither of you teams should be winning. You should both be losing. But that's the only thing.
I think we should do an episode in July. We should do an episode of just the best / worst tanks of sports. It's going to be probably a lot of basketball, but there's probably be a lot of football if we dig into it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more if you dig into it than what I can think of.
Like I said, dude, it's the NFL. It's the NFL PR. I'm telling you, you just never hear about anything.
But then I'm seeing tweets from NFL affiliated people like, this is how you tank with Miami. Like getting all these picks, clearing out their contract, cleaning up their books.
They're praising it.
Yeah, it's just it is weird. Arizona's probably tanking this year too, if we're being honest.
Yeah, Arizona, Miami.
This year they're tanking. Yeah,
Browns,
Jets, maybe.
Jets
made a lot of moves though. I don't know how you're bringing that many guys. They traded for Geno Smith. They'll be competitive.
They trade for the quarterback who's on the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, but he's at least got some skins on the wall. I mean, the Dolphins signed Blake Willis, so that doesn't really make sense, I guess. He has no skins, so that's a shot in the dark. That's a complete flyer.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Something we should watch. Yeah. Something we should pay more attention to.
I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm just pointing it out. Like, hey, this is what happens. This is what I kind of notice about the sports in general and how different sports leagues are. It's kind of like when, I was thinking about this today. I saw a video. I've seen multiple videos because baseball. I kind of like baseball season. I'm like a closet baseball fan. I follow it a decent amount, and people hate the Dodgers. People hate the Yankees. People hate all these teams that pay so much money. But then when you go to another sport, they're like, why don't they spend money? Why don't they spend money? It's like, which one do you want?
I think the difference between that is not having a cap. So there's like an unfair, like there's an advantage to being one of these teams that has more money.
Don't own a team if you can't compete.
Yeah, and that I think that's where the complaints come from, though. Like playing devil's advocate.
How can anyone possibly be a Pittsburgh Pirates fan?
Oh, I know, dude. Being a Pirates fan has to be miserable.
Like,
and then
you don't have a chance every year.
And then Paul, like he's gonna leave as soon as he gets a chance. There's no way he's staying in Pittsburgh.
That guy is going to be a New York Yankee.
Yes.
I mean, he already has pinstripes on. Like, it's unbelievable. And like my dad is a pretty big Yankees fan, and I asked him why, and he's like, because they try to be good every year.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand. Like that. That's wild.
Yeah, I can't relate, but
yeah. I understand that it's a completely different system because there's a salary cap argument, and some people are like, well, the no salary cap makes it better because it's more competitive, and there's actually have been like a decent amount of, like, it's not always Dodgers Yankees in the Super Bowl or Super Bowl World Series. And I know sports, and you know what I'm saying? So like the Diamondbacks and Rangers were in the World Series a few years ago, and they don't have a giant payroll like the Dodgers and Yankees. So I mean, the Mets paid them the most or second most amount of money last year. The Red Sox are up there. It's interesting because I understand, because I get it. I think there should be a salary cap. Just be like, hey, let's try to even out the playing field, because that seems like the most fair. But then when you do see the amount of parity in the league, it's like, that's interesting. But then you have the Reds who don't spend money, you have the Pirates who don't spend money, you have the White Sox who don't spend money, the Rockies, all these other teams, that the Oakland A's, who are soon to be Las Vegas A's. I actually grew up, they were like one of my favorite teams growing up for some reason. And yeah, it's just it's weird, because there just needs to be some kind of rule as an owner where if you don't give an effort to be competitive, then why do you even have this team?
Yeah, and I think the Reds fans feel that way a lot of times with what goes on.
100%.
Cincinnati. They're not as bad as the Pirates, but they're
up there.
They're up there as one of the worst. The Cincinnati ownership in general. But yeah, kind of on that point, I was curious because I wanted to see talking about the differences in baseball. It's the Marlins. The Dolphins are paying more in dead cap charges than the Marlins
Marlins
have
are one of those teams
over the last 2 years combined that they've paid for their entire payroll. Just
the Marlins won the World Series in, I think, 2002. Yeah. They paid so many people. The next year they had a completely different team, and then came in like almost last.
Hey, they won the World Series, and now they're done.
They did that 25 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, baseball is interesting. The only reason we're talking about that is because I'm literally watching the World Baseball Classic right now. So
yeah, what's the score?
It's 2-0 Venezuela. I think it's the 5th inning. But yeah, so sports are I just like all things sports, man. Like, just give me a sport and I'll watch it.
Sports is the best.
But speaking of sports and I'll watch it, something I don't watch at all anymore is college basketball. I used to be super invested growing up. I went to all Cincinnati games. I've been a University of Cincinnati fan my whole life. Was able to be a part of their athletic program for 4 years, followed it for a couple years after, then just completely fell off because I just, when you watch the NBA, then you watch college basketball, it's just so different, and the product is just so different. But anyway, I watch March Madness every year, and we're going to fill out a bracket.
Cody, you have to. Yeah, you have to watch
Got to fill out a bracket.
Madness. Just to go on that, I'm kind of the same way. I loved college basketball growing up. Kind of fell out of it the last, whatever, I don't know, maybe ever since college. I went to a college that didn't have good basketball, so I don't really have
until this year.
Until this year, they made the tournament.
Miami Redhawks.
Yeah, barely made it. But which I thought they weren't going to make it after they lost the first round.
Who did they lose to? UMass?
I thought it was Kent State. I could be wrong.
No, it doesn't matter. Same thing.
It doesn't matter. And but yeah, they made the tournament, so I think they play tomorrow to kind of a play-in game. And
they played the play-in, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, they were last. They were literally last. I don't know if you watched the selection. They were the last team in the entire tournament.
That's insane.
But yes, we're gonna do a bracket today, and then we'll keep track of it. And maybe we do a check-in every week, see how we're doing. I actually pulled up a screenshot last year. One of my brackets. This is the highest it's ever been. I think when we were in the Final Four. Yeah, I was in the top 1,000 of like millions of brackets on ESPN with a 99.9% ranking, which was nuts. That was crazy. That was awesome. That was honestly one of the most exciting times in my life, and that's maybe sad, but that was awesome.
That's sick though.
All right, so let's share screen here and let's do a bracket, and then I think we just check in on it every once in a while.
Yeah, and at the end we're gonna give we're gonna do our little draft and for our picks, because we haven't really been able to do any picks since football ended.
Mm-hmm. We haven't. Yeah, because we missed a couple when we took that time off. We missed some golf tournaments, and last week we did it Thursday, which was a little bit later. So, all right. I mean, I think you start with Duke, right? Like
start the East.
You don't want to do Siena? Yeah.
Go Duke. Are you gonna do your underdog thing this year?
No. Remember, I did that 2 years ago, and I think NIL has just changed.
It has.
It changed, and it was nowhere close to being positive.
No, because I did it with you for half the way, and I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, or the first 2 rounds, and then once you got past the first 2 rounds, it was kind of like it was a bunch of 4 versus 1, so the underdogs were now,
yeah, plus 150.
150 or 120, so even if you were to win, it wasn't a lot. You needed some of these to hit, and none of them hit. It was terrible.
Yeah, there's no more FGCU runs. There's no more George Mason runs. I think those days are over.
Which sucks. There might be 1 or 2 here or there, but yeah, that whole underdog thing is gone.
No more Lehigh. We'll probably get maybe an 11 seed will win. I think I put one of those in my bracket, but all right, yeah. So we're going TCU next. All right, I'm having trouble seeing this a little bit. Can you zoom in at all?
How the fuck do I zoom in?
Go to view, and then put zoom in.
Where's view?
View at the top. This is great for a podcast.
Am I fucking stupid?
Yes. What kind of computer do you have?
Isn't it PC? Yeah, the desktop.
Okay, well, there's no it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay, St. John's, Northern Iowa, St. John's. I think kind of got screwed with their.
How do they win? How do they win the Big East and get what is that 4 seed?
5 seed. Man, you really can't see that. Hold on, let me figure out how to zoom in on this.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand how you win a big conference. I guess the Big East is kind of down, but at least a 3 seed. I mean,
I agree. But what's his face came out and said that's what they were expecting. They need the Big East to be better. They need more talent in the Big East, right?
Yeah. It is kind of interesting how basketball has changed, because when we were in school, at Cincinnati, we were in the Big East for the first 2 years I was there. Every basketball game is awesome. It was I'll never forget, we played Louisville when Louisville was number 2 in the country and won, and it was insane. And now, there you go. Look at you zooming in. All right. But now, and the ACC was always great. Now they're not as good. Now it's Big 12 is unbelievable. SEC was never really a big basketball conference. Now they're huge, and
they got 10 teams in. I think I was listening to. I was shocked. I was listening to the Selection Sunday. They're like, yeah, they couldn't add Auburn because they couldn't add a 10th or 11th SEC team. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, when did the SEC become such a basketball powerhouse? All right.
Yeah.
Cal versus Cal Baptist.
You like Cal over Kansas?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We're gonna go Kansas. I like Kansas.
So I like South Florida in this.
Okay. What's your reasoning?
I've bet on Louisville a few times in some pretty big games, and they look terrible.
Okay. And you need an upset at some point.
Yeah, exactly. I guess, yeah. It's what is this, a Scantron test where you're okay, I just put 3 B's in a row. It can't be B again.
Honestly, when I fill my brackets, that's what I do sometimes. I'm like, shit, there's got to be at least one upset on this side of in this region.
That's hilarious. I like Michigan State.
Yeah.
UCLA, dude. Mick Cronin.
Like UCLA. You love Mick Cronin.
I love how you're just looking at this right now.
I do. I like to do a look check because I don't know a lot about these teams.
Yeah, you just got to go with your gut, man. UCF, what are we doing?
Yeah, UConn. I mean, this The East is kind of stacked.
Yeah,
Duke, St. John's, UConn,
Kansas,
even Michigan State. Yeah, this is tough. Do you want to do this whole side, or do you want to go down to the next one? You want to finish off the East?
Yeah, well, might as well. I usually don't do that. I usually go through.
Same. Let's do that.
Okay.
Florida.
Yeah. Iowa.
I think I'm gonna go Iowa. Yeah, I like Iowa.
Clemson.
Andy.
They look good. They almost won the SEC tournament.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. They did.
It was tied. It was tied with like 6 minutes left, and then
right.
I forget who won. They just pulled away. Was it Florida?
Yeah, it was Florida. I think it was Florida.
Nebraska, I'll take over Troy. North Carolina's best player got hurt. He's not playing,
but VCU,
so I'll go VCU or North Carolina.
VCU wouldn't have made it if they didn't win the A10.
So they're hot.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. I'll take VCU. They beat Dayton pretty handily. I was watching that game.
Over Penn, you don't like a bunch of white guys shooting the ball, or?
No,
I like Illinois. Illinois is good.
14. You know what?
You like A&M?
Yeah, give me A&M. I'm gonna go A&M.
A lot of people are picking. Who's that?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
Yeah.
People love St. Mary's in this. It's always St. Mary's and Gonzaga out of that conference.
It is. Yeah, that's why I'm going A&M and then Houston.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I mean, we do have we have an 11 and 10. We'll revisit that. Go Arizona here.
Yeah. Villanova.
Yeah, I'm just going off of their High Point is. No, I'm fine with Villanova. High Point is. I like High Point, but
let's do it.
You want to do High Point over Wisconsin?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it, even though we have a bet with Wisconsin winning.
All right. Let's do.
Arkansas is one of the best players in the. Yeah.
Yep.
BYU, same thing.
We gotta go. Okay, never mind.
BYU is gonna have a guy who's gonna go in top 3 in the draft. So at least the first round, you got to get him out.
I think you got to go Miami. I think you got to go pretty chalk here. Besides High Point,
you can't have too many upsets. I think that's people get obsessed with that.
We should probably switch this. We're gonna switch that. We shouldn't do High Point. Stupid.
Brian. All right.
Michigan.
Yep.
This is a toss-up.
Georgia over St. Louis here.
Yeah, right? Just because they have a better record. Yeah, just go Georgia. I do like Texas Tech.
Better conference.
Yeah, I do like Texas Tech.
They play St. Louis didn't play anyone in the top 25. Strength of schedule was 3rd. That's Texas Tech.
This is Texas Tech. Yeah, I like Texas Tech a lot.
Wait, what was Georgia's strength of schedule?
Georgia's was 75th.
It's a big difference than I thought. You're going pretty quick here, man.
I know. This is what you told me. So don't think about it. You said just go.
Oh, well, I thought we were going to have a discussion about some of these games, even though we don't really know about it. But yeah.
What about Alabama?
What was the thing you sent me about Alabama?
Star player arrested, found with a ton of weed in his house, will not return to the team until like the charges are cleared or whatever. So I don't think he's playing in the tournament.
We go Hofstra.
I think you go Alabama and then you go Texas Tech. As I think where you go with this one. I think that's what you do. I mean Miami.
All right.
Ohio. Should we do it? Yeah, let's do it.
They're not even gonna beat SMU.
They are absolutely gonna lose to SMU.
I think SMU is pretty good, so I actually don't mind that pick.
So just in case Miami. Yeah.
Yeah. I think SMU is gonna destroy Miami.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
as much as I don't want that to happen.
I know. Virginia.
Not Wright State, dude. You're local.
Wright State. I'm not gonna say it.
Wright State Round College.
Yeah, Wright State Round College. Right? Yeah, it's Wright State Round College. UK.
You gotta go UK here.
Yeah.
Who are they playing? Santa Clara.
Yeah,
then Iowa State. All
right.
right.
You want to go back up, or do you want to start? Let's go back to the East.
Yeah.
All right, Duke for sure.
Duke over TCU.
I think I like St. John's.
Oh, but what's his name? Darren Peterson?
Yeah.
What if he just balls out? This is where it gets tough.
Yeah. Let's go Kansas then.
Oh, I just talked you out of that. I love that.
He did.
Yeah, I got to go Michigan State. Purely on
I
coaching.
mean, I think you got to go UConn too. Like this, I think.
I don't think UConn's that good, but I don't think,
you don't think so?
UCLA's good.
I think UConn's good.
I don't know. Then they just got destroyed by St. John's in the.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Just go. I guess we got to go UConn. I don't believe. Your call. UCLA.
Let's do UCLA. Let's do UCLA. Let's do UCLA. I don't because UConn's not going to make it out of here anyway. So it's a good one to pick an upset. I feel like, you know what I mean. I don't see them going to the Final Four.
Okay.
So I don't think it's I don't think it's gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Florida for sure.
Okay, there we go. Florida over Iowa. Yeah, I'd go Vandy over Nebraska.
Okay, Vandy.
Illinois over VCU.
And Houston, right?
In Houston, yeah.
We feel very chalky right now.
This is what you're supposed to do, man.
I know. All right, let's do
Arizona. Arkansas over Wisconsin, by the way.
Yeah, I did. I took them.
No, I'm just explaining it to people who aren't watching this.
Gotcha. BYU Gonzaga.
BYU's missing one of their good players. Gotta go Gonzaga.
Yeah.
And I'd go Purdue. Purdue is ranked number. They were ranked number 1 at the beginning of the year. You gotta. I feel like that holds something, right?
I gotta go Michigan. Miami.
Michigan.
SMU. Michigan over Georgia.
Yeah.
So they match up with. We already took Texas Tech over Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta go Virginia. You gotta go Iowa State. Or do you like Kentucky?
I don't know anything about Kentucky, but I'll tell you what, I would go Virginia over Iowa State.
You think so? Yeah, I mean Iowa State.
They're like the worst good team.
They struggled down the stretch. They definitely struggled down the stretch.
If you lose to Cincinnati.
But they lost to BYU, and then they beat BYU in the conference tournament. So, like, I don't know. Okay, that's fine. I'm fine doing that. So you want to go Virginia here? Virginia over Iowa State? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Duke, Kansas.
Duke. Yeah, Duke's so good.
They're very good. Michigan, UCLA.
We'll go to Michigan State.
Yeah, sorry, Michigan State. Florida, Vandy.
Florida has 4 of their main guys back from last year. So I think you have to pick them, but man, and they just played. So yeah, just go Florida.
Yeah.
I'd go Illinois here.
Yeah, I'd go Illinois. I like that.
Illinois over Houston.
Yeah, this is a good matchup though. These are
That'd be a good.
I mean,
good game.
Even just look at this. Both 5 and 6 versus top 25. Net rank 5th and 8th.
Yeah.
Very, very close. That'll be good.
Houston just can't. If you can run the score up and it's a high scoring game, Houston won't be able to keep up with you. They're a good defensive team, but if the shots are falling that night, you got them.
Arizona, Arkansas.
Where are we at? I'd go Arizona. I know Arizona's so good. They have three guys who could go. They have 3 guys who can go top 10 in the league, top 10 in the draft, and 4 or 5 that are going to be actually drafted in the first round.
I'm fine with that. I like Arizona.
Yeah, me too.
Man, I think I go Gonzaga here.
I disagree.
You want to go Purdue? I'm fine going Purdue. Got to see Purdue.
Awesome. We have the 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, I mean we have 1 and 2, 1 and 3, and 1 and 3, and then 1 and 3. Michigan over Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So you got Michigan Virginia matchup since we already took Virginia over Iowa State.
Yeah.
All right. Duke.
It's actually not terrible. Yeah, we'll go Duke over Michigan State.
I just don't think Illinois is good enough, man.
Do you want to get weird?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's go Florida.
Okay, let's go Florida.
What? Yeah, Florida. Yeah.
I was gonna say Illinois, but I'm fine with that. Go Florida.
I thought you said kind of have to, and then you hit Florida.
Well, you said you want to get weird, and I said kind of have to, so I was gonna go Illinois.
But then you clicked on Florida.
No, I clicked on Illinois first. I'm fine with Illinois. Let's do Illinois.
All right,
I don't think they're good enough. But
all right. Well, we're going Illinois.
Okay.
Again,
Arizona, Purdue. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this right now. Arizona's gonna win it all.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like Arizona.
Michigan, Virginia.
I say we go Michigan.
3-1 seeds.
2 Big Ten teams in the Final Four.
See, but you can't have all 4 1 seeds. I mean, I guess you can, but
you definitely can. I'm pretty sure that happened last year.
Do you want to go Florida instead of Illinois?
Yes.
This is what I do. This is what I do inside my own head when I fill out my brackets.
I think Florida will make it to the Final Four. I don't think they're going to beat Duke, though.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to beat Duke.
I mean, Duke's insane.
All right, so you want Duke, Arizona, obviously, because you think Arizona's going to win the whole thing. So you want Arizona or Duke?
This is your call here. What are you looking up?
Heads is Duke. Arizona it is.
Oh, you just did a coin flip?
Yeah, I did a coin flip.
All right.
Arizona it is.
All right, we're picking Arizona. Oh, my God. That was so fucking funny.
I mean, that's what it is at this point, right?
Yeah. No, I like that. That's
all right.
This, I'm going to be honest with you. This mirrors basically what I picked with a few different ones. But it's tough not to go chalk, though.
Correct. It's so hard not to go chalk.
Especially like how you said, like the NIL stuff, and there's just not as much nuance anymore, which kind of sucks. But that's where we are.
That is exactly where we are. I'm gonna name this.
We're gonna name it
Pod Bracket.
There you go. TA Pod Bracket. Tap Bracket.
That's right.
All right, let's do some picks for the first round.
Yeah, that's it.
I find this. Where's DraftKings at? Is that what we're doing? DraftKings?
Yeah, DraftKings. All right, and what it has to be? What -150 or kind of what we?
It's gonna be. Well, I guess we can just do the spread, so it's just gonna be around that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. But you can't take like Duke money line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's more what I meant.
All right, so let's try to do Friday games.
Okay. In case this comes out Thursday.
Yeah.
Actually,
well, it's gonna come out tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna post it tomorrow. Yeah. It can come out Wednesday. All right. Do you want to pick first?
No, you can go first. I'll let you go first.
I'll take Texas Tech -7.5 against Akron.
Okay. I like that. You took my squad, Texas Tech. This is my squad.
That is your squad. Wait, why is that your squad?
Because that was the team that I was.
Because you picked them to pick Alabama?
Yeah, because I picked them to win a couple games. Arizona -100,000. It's gonna be my pick. I'll take Kentucky -3.5.
Okay, that's a good one. Let's see.
I'm gonna parlay all of ours.
Okay.
Texas Tech.
When does Kentucky play?
They play 11:15
p.m.
12:15.
12:15. Oh, I see it. Okay. All right, I'll go. They don't even give you money line on Hard Rock. I didn't update, so I just didn't do it. Fuck, this is kind of tough. All right, I'll go St. John's -10.5 against Northern Iowa.
Damn it! That was my next one.
Let's go.
It is hard because you don't want to take the 1 or 2s because they're -27. And it's just like it's so hard.
I know, but they do kind of do that though.
I'm gonna go
think longer.
I know they're missing one of their star players, but I'm gonna go Alabama -11.5. Against Hofstra. I think they should still handle that game pretty easily.
What if that becomes one of the upsets?
That would be crazy.
Dude, I keep looking at Purdue -25.5 against Queen's University. And the only reason I'm thinking about doing that is because I've never heard of Queen's University.
I think they said it was their first time in the tournament on Selection Sunday.
So I'm going to take Purdue -25.5 against Queen's University.
All right. I mean, it's just like 25.5 is nuts.
They're going to win.
And some of these games are always closer than you think.
Not.
Let's see.
I don't think it's going to be like that, man.
So we're only taking Friday. Give me Kansas -14.5.
Ooh, I thought you were going to take UCLA.
Kansas -14.5.
Kansas -14.5.
All right, so Mike had Texas Tech -8.5, St. John's -10.5, and Purdue -25.5, and I had Kentucky -3.5, Alabama -11.5, and Kansas -14.5. Parlays all those together.
So we just took all the favorites.
5,152. Basically.
Oh, yeah.
Which is probably not good. That's right.
I think we're going to learn that it's going to be the first round is no longer going to be as much parity. I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope not.
No, same. I hope you get some upsets. I hope a 16 seed upsets a 1 seed. You get a 15-2 upset.
It's probably not going to happen. Hopefully it's not Queen's University.
Or Duke.
That'd be a big miss.
or Arizona.
Yeah, that would really hurt. That would hurt everyone, dude. I don't think
it would.
Man, thing is, like, you don't have like a Damian Lillard that plays for Lehigh. Is that who he played for?
I think that sounds right, but I could be that.
I'm looking that up right now. He played for Weber State. I think it was C.J. McCollum, Lehigh. Yeah, C.J. McCollum. I knew they were teammates, but both
Lehigh
did some things in the tournament.
Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Yeah, they upset Duke. That's right. They beat Duke.
And Weber State. Who did Weber State beat? Weber State beat someone. Weber State. I don't know. Who cares? I know they did. I know they beat someone in the first round. Are you looking it up?
Sorry, no, I wasn't.
Oh, well. We're both looking it up.
Let's see. Michigan State, 14 seeded.
Maybe they
that
didn't.
was 1995, though. It was sooner than that. Yeah, 1995.
Yeah, I don't think they did. Maybe he just went to a small school and became good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see how our bracket does next week. We don't really have that much to talk about. But yeah, follow us at Traveling Athlete Pod on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and at Athlete Pod on X. Do you believe in Arizona, Brian?
Yeah, that's why I did heads or tails, because I firmly believe in Arizona.
Who are you going to pick in our bracket?
I can't tell you that.
Why? Mine's already submitted.
I'm going to do mine. Don't worry, I'm going to do mine tomorrow. I don't know who I'm going to have win yet. Who do you have winning in yours?
Arizona.
You have Arizona winning?
I've done one bracket, well, two now, I guess, but they're both very similar.
I like to try not looking, if I do more than one, at what my first one was, and then I'll go back and check it, and then I realize how similar they are, and then I'll usually just switch some shit around in a different one, just because I'm like, they're too similar, which is stupid. But we were talking about it. It's like fantasy leagues. It's like if you do too many, it's not even fun because you're in too many and you can't keep track of it. But I guess it gives you a chance to win if you.
Yeah, but then it's not fun, and it's not fun until like the final four, because then you're like, all right, this is the only bracket that I like.
Correct. At the beginning, you're not paying attention. You're just like, all right, let me get through the first round and see which one I'm still alive in.
Yeah, which one do I like the most?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back next week, Brian.
Peace.
Oh shit! We gotta do it again, dude. Left the lens cap on.